Alright, what is going on everyone? Crypto Mackie bringing you guys another crypto video. Today we're going to take a look at Sand or Sandbox. I've been doing videos on this coin pretty much every day and um, it's pretty good. I'm enjoying making videos on it. It's performing really well, so just thought I'd do another update video on Sand. I just want to say this is not financial advice, so please do your own research. We'll start with the short term today. So basically, we've been seeing a massive stretch of bull flags. And we had another one playing out here, you can see, with this line here, followed by a descending wedge. Not the best bull flag, a bit of a long falling wedge, but doesn't really matter. And I was expecting a breakout to happen, and we did break out, but nothing really came from it. So Sanders decided to start moving sideways. So I'm thinking this could be the end of this little parabolic stretch of bull flags. Obviously, bull flags can't just go forever. If they do, it means sand is going to go off forever. It just is not sustainable at all. And remember, sand's moved up quite a lot, 260% to this high up here, and to where we're at now, it's still 180% move. So it doesn't make sense for bull flags to just continuously take place. And in saying that, it's not done yet. I mean, it still could just go like this to go up in the near future, and then another bull flag to form. It could definitely happen. So, but for the moment, usually we break out. I've seen it every other case. Look here, we pushed up here, pushed up there, here. It's just once you break out, it's just a parabolic move straight up. Usually we can predict the length based off the previous length that we saw. That's how bull flags tend to work. Obviously, it's just speculation on where we think it'll get to. But this one just could be delayed. It could just be moving sideways for a bit, which is aka a breakout and then a move up. Or it could have just wiggled out because eventually this wedge is going to end, right? They're not parallel lines, so they're eventually going to meet, and meaning the candles have to go out somewhere, so they could just like wiggle out and nothing comes through it, which means that this stretch of bull flags could be over for sand. If we look at sand versus Bitcoin, it says the exact same thing. The pattern is basically the exact same. Bull flags, a stretch of bull flags, and here we've just broken out of this. So the next kind of 24 hours will be important. If sand decides to go down, well, then this bull flag will be probably invalid. But if it starts to move up, then our target is here. If it does happen right from the breakout, it could just be a delayed response, and we'll get up to $8 again. So something like this could happen, maybe, right? This has another day or two, if that were to play out and reach our target. And then if we reach the target, which would be up here, well, then we might be looking at another descending wedge, right? There's always a chance that'll happen. And maybe the bull flags aren't finished. Not yet. But as I said, for the moment, it's showing different signs to what we've seen historically, which was once we broke out, parabolic run, here, and here. We never saw it just wiggle out of a falling wedge and move sideways. It always, once it went up and broke out, it went high and had a big move. So this is the first time we haven't seen it, which means bull flags could be done. I don't know. I don't think that they are done, to be honest. I think it'll be a delayed response, kind of just lagging a bit behind, and then we'll see a bit of a move up to $8. But should sand start to come down even more, which you could see as well, because the only correction we had was this correction, which was 31%, which is significant. We don't realistically need to have a bigger correction than that, but we could see a correction which is massive, so we could go even further down, especially with the alpha game getting released as well. We've seen that it hasn't really affected the price at all, which is a bit surprising. I thought we would see it, but it's still holding the same patterns. And as I said with the Sand Bitcoin chart, same thing, same story there. If you look at the Bitcoin chart, Bitcoin is trading 56,800, holding pretty strong, and sitting on this line, still holding a support. Obviously, we broke through here, and then smashed back through it. The candles are pretty much the same size, and you're now holding support
think we could be in for a really big December. To be honest, I really think Bitcoin could genuinely be back into a really good December. As I said, we got support of this line, our logarithmic line, and so that could indicate that this was the bottom. You can see 1, 2, and then our third touch right there, and that could indicate that was the bottom. For Bitcoin on this pullback, which we can take from this line, this level here, and see as a 22% correction before we go higher. The other thing, I want to just reiterate this, and again, the only reason I'm mentioning Bitcoin is because Bitcoin's obviously affects the market a lot. If you've been in the crypto space, you know that. But the other thing I want to look at, in saying that, like obviously, that's going to affect the sand price, right? So this is why I look at Bitcoin, because if it affects that, it's going to affect the sand price as well. So if Bitcoin decides to have a big run, well, it's likely we'll see Bitcoin do something similar. We'll see sand do something similar to Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin goes down, well then it's somewhat likely that sand will go down. But if you look at what we talked about was this kind of move here. So we can see we followed it pretty similar there. And then the idea was, if we actually zoom in, it's very similar here, right? It's very, very similar. We can see we move sideways here. So we come down, come up, move sideways. We may come down and test this line once more, if this is to play out and then move. And this still has another 4 days as well. Another 4 days. 3 or 4 days until we really start to move. And then we can go on a big move. And as you can see, the high here is at nearly $90,000 up there. And would state that the highest we get this year is 89,000 if this plays out. And obviously this isn't going to play out perfectly. That's not realistic. That's way too deterministic. But if it does, we're seeing a 63% move. If that happens, we didn't have a great November. We know that. Get rid of this. And November started well. We went up, and then the rest of November was down all the way until the last couple of days, and then we finally come up. Another thing I'm looking at for like maybe the midterm, short to midterm, is that we broke out this descending wedge on the Bitcoin chart, and we've confirmed the breakout, but we're just moving sideways. We need to start to move up a little bit. Start to move up, and then I can really say that this $68,000 is going to look really close, and we can get there in a couple of weeks, or a month, or maybe 2 months. We get there. I think we get there in a month. This falling wedge only lasted a month, so we could hit this target in 2 or 3 weeks. Realistically, if we start to go on a move, 68,000, and we hit that target, well, we're almost at the all-time high. We're right there. We're right below that level all-time high, and we can definitely see Bitcoin go even further. So as for sand, well, we can see sand's in a similar position where the all-time high is $8.50, right? If we look at this, it's 22% below the all-time high. Bitcoin is 17% below the all-time high. So both coins are pretty close to their all-time highs, but they're a bit below. So if we see Bitcoin start to get up to that level, they could both see resistance at the same period if Bitcoin starts to get closer. Or sand would probably get to the all-time high before Bitcoin because of our parabolic and how much it can really start to move this coin a lot faster than Bitcoin can. We've seen it happen many times. This whole bull flag period, we've seen that. So sand can do that, get to the all-time high, see resistance, maybe come down a little bit. Maybe, I'm just speculate a bit. Resistance here, obviously at the all-time high level, and then maybe pull back to this region, which is in line with this. So we could move up, hit this line, come down, steady a bit, consolidate, and then have a move out from that. So move up, hit this line, hang here for a bit, then even just go higher. And sand can really take off. Look for $10, $10, $15. I can definitely see it get in there for sure. Especially just the NFT space is constantly growing. So Sandbox, like we see Axie Infinity doing so well, Sandbox is going to do even better. I think has lower market cap. Just released the alpha game. There's just so much behind it. As I said, the NFT space is growing so quick, and so is the crypto space. So, and this isn't financial advice, obviously. I've already said that. But I could, just speculatively speaking, I could definitely see it getting to $10, $15, maybe in the next, month, 2 months. It could even get there faster. I've said it before, but it's just, we've seen it move just so quick. This big move here, 260%. If we were to look at that now, 260% move. Well, I'm really gonna have to go higher. This can be some big speculation. 260. It's up here at $23, $24, which I talked about a while ago. I said, if this was to get into a top 10, top 20 on market capitalization, which I can see it happening, $24 is about that region. I think this is when Sand was maybe like $4 was down here. I was saying that Sand could do something like that and get to $24. 23. That's my more maybe long term. I can see it getting there maybe by the end of the market cycle. In 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, whenever that happens, you know, if Bitcoin goes up to 100,000 or somewhere between 100 and 150,000 and finds itself at the peak of a market cycle, before we see a big blow off top and a big correction, I think Sand could get up to $20, $25. I definitely can see it happening. Although, as I said, a big correction could happen because it hasn't had a big correction, a sharp one. There've been these steady declines in price, but they're falling wedges, so they're bullish formations. So maybe a move that's just straight down, just like this. A move down, get some support, consolidate for a bit, and then start another move up. I'm just too bullish in Sand at the moment. It just hasn't shown any signs of doing that, but I'm just looking at one of the possibilities and just trying to stay mindful and not being just overly deterministic and saying that, you know, Sand's just going to go straight up and it will forever, because that's not at all realistic. It's not. You just can't think that way. But yeah, extremely bullish in Sand. I think it's going to do really well. Let me know in the comments what you think of Sand. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos on Sand. I'm making a bunch of them. Really enjoy talking about this coin. Please like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel. I would much appreciate that. And yeah, share the video with anyone you think would be interested in watching this. So I'll see you later, guys. Enjoy.